episode of Alex's Toy Show with Feisty Pants.
It is a brisk Sunday morning. It's been nice the last couple days up in the 70s, and then, you know, cooled off a little. What else is new, right? Q&A 90! Woo! There's not many more of these left, and then till we get to 100, and then it's party time! We're gonna kick it right off. Teresa, my Yankee buddy, wants to know, do I ever watch black and white films? Which one I recommend 12 Angry Men? While I have not seen 12 Angry Men, I do watch black and white films. I think I would have to say my favorite one is called Them. Them? T-H-E-M, the word them. Like, them hills over there. But no, it's called Them, and it's about nuclear fallout. And it affected, like, this ant colony out in the testing area. And they're, like, giant ants. And it's really, it's cool, it's exciting because, you know, of course, it's like, you know, that kind of film didn't happen back then. And, there's a really cool part to the end, and I don't want to spoil it for you. But check it out. She wants to know, what's my favorite episode of Family Guy? What season episode? You know, oh, God. I watched Family Guy from the start. And because I said, oh, this is going to be the greatest show ever. They got canceled so many times and came back. There was, but what, I think it, was it the first or second time? I don't remember which time it was. But it's the opening of the episode. And, you know, everybody's sitting on the couch, and Peter comes over, and he's like, oh, I got bad news. And Lois is like, what happened? And he says, we've been canceled. And she's like, again? And she says, is there any chance of us, you know, not being canceled? And he runs down this list of like 30 shows that all got canceled. And he's like, I suppose if all of those got canceled, we might have a chance. And then it cuts to the music. Da, da, da. And it's just so funny. The way, you know, he just, and it's not even just Seth MacFarlane, because they're all comedians, and Mila Kunis is just brilliant, and it's just the way it all comes together. Even the not so funny episodes have funny parts, and it's great. They're all great, every one of them. Wants to know, did I have any pets when I was younger, and what kind? When I mean, we have dogs now, but when I was a wee lad, we got a small dog. We called it Misty. It was a mix. You know, it was like a mutt. I want to say it was like mostly black lab. And when we got it as a puppy in about a week, it was throwing up, and we didn't know what to do. And we got it from a family that was giving away the puppies, and turned out the poor dog had worms, and we didn't have the money at the time to take it to the vet and, you know, get it better. So we ended up bringing it back to the owners, and you know, and that was it. And then I had fish. Fish don't get worms. Oh, well, the wrong kind do. When you're fishing, they get worms. Fish in the tank don't get worms. Okay. What movie would you recommend to watch on DVD or current movies? You know what? The Intern with Robert De Niro and Hathaway. I actually missed out on that in the theater. And I just on-demanded it. On-demanded it? Demanded it on? I just watched it on demand the other day. It was really good. I have to give hats off to that movie. It was really, really nice, you know. De Niro plays the, you know, he's a widower, and, you know, he's looking to keep busy, so he sees the ad for senior interns, and Anne Hathaway runs a very, you know, she's got like a million things going on. She runs a clothing company out of a warehouse, and there's just so many small, like, coincidences that really just makes the movie awesome. And if you're looking for a good movie, I would totally watch that if you haven't seen it already. Ryoga wants to know, what's up, man? He wants to know, which Elite did I like the best, and which is your favorite Minecraft building that you and Feisty Pants made? The favorite one that I like that we made together, let's see. I would have to say there was the Castle Feisty Pants. I'll link it. He made the castle while I was working on something else, and I was like, whoa, wait, I looked down, and he's got this killer castle going on. And then he needed help building the towers on the top, and I jumped in and I jumped in and worked on that with him, and that came out really awesome. I'll dig that up and I'll link it for you. And which Elite do I like the best? I'm a little favoritism towards Trish Stratus. I love Trish like to death, and there have been some great figures over the years, Elite figures, like there is a Sting. Sting was more of a crap. It comes in the box. It's not hanging up with the Elites, but he's done like an Elite, and it's got like the, you know, all the different things. He's got a bat. He's got the cloak. It's not legendary. I don't know what the hell it's called, but you know, that was done really well. The Page Elite that I have that kicks everybody over because it's her house. That's a really well done Elite figure. I mean, that looks just like they got the hair right, the makeup right. But I have to go with the Trish from like 100 years ago. It's just like I saw that figure and I'm like, yes, that is Trish. David Griffin wants to know. David, what's up, man? David wants to know my thoughts on Josh Donaldson being on the cover of MLB The Show 2016. I think it's awesome. He wins MVP. Well done. Well done. What is your favorite hoodies to wear? I only have the two, and I have my favorite one though is this one here. It's more of a jacket and a hoodie. It was a little too warm to wear this, but I brought it anyway. It's the gray one with the darker gray sleeves and the zipper in the front and the big coffee stain on the front. I can't get it out. But that one's my favorite. Let's see. Your thoughts on WWE No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan? It was a movie way back in the day. It was like one of the first WWE movies I had ever heard of. Hulk Hogan starred against, what was that guy's name? He played, his character was Zeus. Man, I don't remember. He was a famous actor. He did a couple of movies after that. And, it was good. It was like, I remember thinking, like, oh my God, it's real. But then it's a movie, and it's like, oh, it's a movie. But then the feud came to the WWE after, or WWF back in the day. You know, it came into the ring, and they fought, you know, like on a pay-per-view or something. I was like, oh crap, that's the guy from the movie. It was entertaining. What would you name the New Jersey Major League Baseball team? Wow, you know, that's a really good question. I don't know. I've been thinking about this one, and I don't know. I think it would depend on. It would depend on if it's the New Jersey team or if it's like, you know, say if say like if the stadium is up in Trenton or if they go down to Atlantic City. Maybe, you know, it depends what city they build the stadium in. I don't know. I think it would have to depend where it goes. That was a really good question, though. My thoughts on Jim Ross doing commentary for NJPW, the New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think it's awesome. He's a legend. Japan has always been, you know, an up and coming league of wrestlers over there. I think it's awesome. Good for him. What do you think of the new rule changes for the Major League Baseball season 2016? They got these two rules into place. They talked about the slide into second place, you know, because Chase Utley is a dirty bastard. And the manager visits to the mound, they limited them to 30 seconds, are the two rules that that David is looking for. I think they're both good. I think the slide into second base needed to be, ruled on immediately. I think it's been way out of control over the years. And, you know, Chase Utley, he slid into second base, and he broke that guy's leg. I mean, there's no reason to break someone's leg sliding into second base. And he slid, like, if here was second base, and here's the guy, Utley slid out here to take him out. Like, he was nowhere near the base. And then his appeal got declined or whatever, and he doesn't have to serve the suspension. Frig you, Chase Utley. Your thoughts on WWE versus Scooby-Doo in the cartoons? I thought they were funny. I grew up on Scooby-Doo. You know, Scooby-Doo meets Batman, the Harlem Globetrotters. Oh, I couldn't say that. They met the Addams Family. So many guest stars on Scooby-Doo. WWE just makes sense. It was awesome. Good for them. Favorite moments or matches of Kurt Angle over the years? Because he retired. I can't say I have any favorite moments or matches, but I remember there was one time where he was doing the bit called "It's True, It's True." You know, he would say something and he's like, "It's true, it's true." And he's coming out the ramp and he's got the mic and he's like, blah blah blah, something something, and he goes, "It's true." And you know, like not he didn't yell it, but it was like a stern, "It's true." And then the crowd was like, "Ah!" And he goes, "It's true," to the crowd. Like, and it was just a funny, you know, it was like the first time you had heard it different than "It's true, it's true." But it was funny. And my thoughts on American Dad, who is my favorite character. American Dad is another great Seth MacFarlane show, similar to Family Guy, where it all works together. There's not really one character that's better than the others. It's just, they all kind of work together. I do like the whole Jeff being abducted by the aliens and, you know, he trying to make his way back. I thought that was a cool story. Victoria Chase, what's it like to meet Virgil? It was awesome. We hung out with Virgil back at Fastlane on Grimm's show. Grimm's made like a dozen videos. It was awesome. We talked wrestling all night. Anthony's Awesome and Fun channel wants to know what was my first live pay-per-view event and my favorite superstar before Roman Reigns. Was Bret Hart. I have always been a Bret Hart fan, and I kind of liked everybody. After Bret Hart retired, I didn't really have a favorite until Roman Reigns came along, and I was like, wow, this guy is awesome. I just wish he talked better on the mic, you know? Although he is making some progress. What else? And my first live pay-per-view event, I was 11 or 12, and my parents' friends were going, and they were like, "Hey, we got tickets. You want us to take the kids?" And you know, it was me and my two brothers, and we all went. And I want to say it was one of the War Games, WCW War Games. It was like cages up on top of each other. It was awesome. It was the coolest thing I ever saw. Tyson wants to know, would I rather fight Jeff or Matt Hardy? I think I'd rather fight Matt Hardy. He's a little heavier and slower, and I'd probably beat the crap out of him. Although Jeff would probably be on drugs, and I could probably be like, "Hey, I'm in 3 places at one time." That's not true. I don't know. I'm sure they're clean boys. Brandon Greneman wants to know, if I could have been in Cheers, who would I be? I would want to be like Norm, where I walk in and it's like, "Hey, it's Norm!" Have I ever watched Supernatural every week? Who do I like? I like them all. They're all, I don't know, they're all good characters. I don't know that I like anybody more than the other. Because if you take one of them away, then you don't really have a show. If you could make a movie, what's it called? It would be the story, A Day in the Life of My Pal Alex. It would be like the story of my life and the girls I dated. It would kind of be like Mallrats. Rating and category, I would have to go PG-13. Category, definitely comedy. Cesar Soto wants to know, were you ever an ECW guy? I was. When the wars were on, we would flip back and forth, me and my two brothers. Is Raw better this week, or is ECW better this week, or WCW? But ECW was great because, you know, they beat the crap out of each other with anything possible. How did Grimm get Virgil at his house? We called him up. Can WWE handle a possible brand split? Absolutely they can. Absolutely. It's coming, trust me. And in your opinion, is the Jericho Styles feud going to be remembered as one of the greatest feuds of all time? No. Maybe one of the greater feuds of 2016, but not of all time. And have I ever been to California? Yes, I have. Saintly Slink wants to know, do you have 2K16 for WWE 2K16? I'm sorry. And can you make more videos? Okay, here's the thing. For everybody listening and asking this damn question, because everybody asked this question, we don't have the game. My nephew brought it over one weekend. They were doing a sleepover, my nephew and my niece, and they hung out with Feisty Pants, and we played 2K16 all night long, and we made like 5 videos out of it. I haven't aired them all yet. One of them was yesterday. I think I have one more coming up, and but that was it until we get the game, or unless my nephew, you know, does another sleepover and brings it with him. That's it. That's all the WWE 2K16 that I have. We have to get the game. We don't have it yet. And that's that. All right, folks, that's all the questions. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Now, if you have questions, leave them in the comments. I write them down like this, and then I answer them. And then Q&A 100 comes along. We do a little party. Every Sunday I answer them. You know, back to that. Let's see if we can get this up here. Sunday, where is it? There it is. We do Q&A. When there's a pay-per-view, We do some picks, and then we do some results later on. Monday is the toy hunts and toy hauls. Tuesday, I do something baseball. Wednesday, Feisty Pants does Minecraft. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we leave it open for everything else, although Friday tends to be fan mail, because we love it. And now, if you have something to send on fan mail, look at me, I'm moving around. This is where you want to send it to. If it's something I can open on camera and review separately, I'll do both, and that's where you want to send it to. Alex's Toy Show, P.O. Box 13, Bayville, New Jersey, 08721. There's all my amino chats right there. Rottler, my pal Alex. And back up top there, when I play EverQuest and I got some time to kill, I'll stream my session and on Twitch, and you can kind of get an idea of how I play. All right, Instagram, LegoIdeas.com. That's where you'll all find me, Rottler. And that's all I got for this fine episode of Alex's Toy Show. I'll tell you what, Bobby. I'll tell you what. I saw King of the Hill the other day. It's stuck in my head. I'll tell you what, though. Like this video, leave me a comment, and subscribe for more.